Jennifer Strunz, and my company is called Cotton Monster. I went to school at the Maryland Institute College of Art, and there I made quilts, and these big giant monsters sort of grew out of these quilts that I was making. I was really interested in things that were comforting to the body and things that would protect you. And so I started making these giant puppet monsters that, I envisioned as being my protectors. And I was using all recycled materials, clothes and blankets and sheets and whatever I could find. As far as monsters go, I'm attracted to the idea of the imaginary, and that, a monster can look like anything you want it to look like. These guys are called bottom feeders, and like the other big monsters, they have a big giant pocket that you can either hide things in or, just stick your arm in there. So kids enjoy them and they can play with them and, play with them gently, but really I make them more just for anyone. And monsters are available on www.cottonmonster.com. It's an awesome website.
I'm Tracy Weber. Amber Cherry. And we're from Pittsburgh. We make friend or foe stuffed monsters. We got into this, I guess, in 2003 after being asked to do some work for an art show. And it was Halloween time. We made like a devil and a mummy, and they kind of just morphed into what they are right now. So we try to use as much recycled materials as we can. Vintage clothing, do a lot of thrift shopping for vintage fabrics. We kind of have like some subtle shapes, like we call it the bean shape. Some of the ones that are like this kind of resemble a bean. We call these voodoo babies. I think the whole friend or foe thing too is some people that just will only buy foes or only buy friends or buy foes for certain people.
That's how we separate them. They'll have tags that say, hooray, you have a friend, or oh no, you have a foe.
There's not a lot of cool stuff out there, retail-wise for children, so kind of kids get real excited about our stuff. Probably 90% of our business goes to kids.
FriendOrFoeIndustries.com, and we have a family photo album, so people will take photos of themselves with their friends or foes, and they email them to us, and we've set up a photo album online, and we'll tell them check our website. That kind of gets people to keep coming back, see if they're featured.
Hi, my name is Heidi Kenny, and my website is mypapercrane.com. I make plush food and vegetables and inanimate objects into little plush creatures. The tampon dolls have always been popular. That was actually the second thing I made, and I still make them. But then I go through like phases. I don't always want to make the same thing over and over, so I'll like stop making something for a while, and then I have new ideas and make those. And it just seems like whatever's the really new thing, people will get excited about, which is cool because that's exciting to try something new, My 11-year-old said, "Can you make moldy bread?" And I thought, well, I'll try to make that. And it was his idea, and I made it, and now I have moldy bread. With the cinnamon rolls, I was making real ones, baked ones, and I thought, oh, I could do that with fabric and roll it up, and so just regular, everyday stuff. I think it's just, who doesn't love plush, and it reminds you of being a kid, and I think since it's so much more like adults are starting to get into it now, like thinking like, oh, it's okay, I can have plush, even though I'm an adult, so that's why I think it's going well. It's mypapercrane.com.
My name's Deanna, and I'm from Missing Monsters. Yeah, no, everything that I make is custom designed. They say what colors, they say body shape, they say their personality, which determines whether it's like a mean monster or a funny monster. And then the story behind the monsters comes from their personality and where they were last seen. And that sort of determines where I find them. And then I place them there and take a picture and say, this is where your monster was found. This was made for a couple that just got married this summer. He has a ponytail and a goatee. I thought she needed a horn because it was a special day, so I thought a silver horn would be really fancy. This is a little strawberry bee boy, And it was cool because actually the person I made this for ended up making a box for it and like little turntables out of cardboard and giving it as a present. So I like to think that it sort of gets other people's creative juices flowing. Again, I'm Deanna from missingmonsters.com. You can find me on the web or at myspace.com/findmymonster.
Spooky Daddy Toys, man. It's the only place to find giant vegetarian werewolves, Mr. Tum Tum, skull bunnies. I started making stuff for my little son, and now I'm making it for everybody else, and I couldn't be happier doing it, you know. Yeah, actually, I had a little boy, and when I first found out she was pregnant, I started making stuff, and before I knew it, I was making stuff for my friends, and it kind of came a little more for the adults, but now that my little dude's finally big enough to like the stuff, he's my big encouragement. I make lots of little stuff for him. This is his best friend in the world. He sticks his head in his mouth and pretends like he's eating him all the time. This is Uncle Loomis. Uncle Loomis used to be a fur coat from Goodwill. He's a vegetarian werewolf. He's very friendly. He's a good dancer. He loves potatoes. That's the thing. He's a vegetarian but loves potatoes. He loves little kids. Not to eat them though. Mr. Tum Tum is the little man who lives in your belly. He's the one who decides when food comes down to your belly what turns into poop and what turns into vitamins. And that's why he has so much poop on his mind. SpookyDaddy.com. You have to go check it out because you can't find stuff like this in stores.